Right now at 6 o'clock, some people are still digging out. A lot of schools are on a delay this morning. How are the roads? Fox 61's Brooke Griffin will have the latest conditions as you head out the door.
Plus, fixing the digital divide across our state. What's being done to make sure everyone has access to internet all across Connecticut?
Also, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have agreed on a spending bill, and that could wind up avoiding a government shutdown. We'll break down what's included in that bill.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good Monday morning to you. Yeah, people all over Connecticut still digging out from the first snowstorm of the season. This is what it looked like overnight Saturday into Sunday in Hartford. Streets and sidewalks were covered in some slushy snow in spots, and that turned into ice as the temperature dropped. The same thing likely happening last night into this morning. I'm curious to see what the snow totals were statewide. I live up by the Massachusetts border. Rachel Piscatelli, I.E. probably give or take an inch, got about a foot. It was a fair amount of snow.
Yeah, we saw anywhere in northwestern Connecticut upwards of a foot to even more. So North Granby reporting about 17 inches of snow. That was the outlier. Down towards Mystic, southeastern Connecticut, just around 2 inches of snow. So quite a small state and quite the difference in terms of our snowfall totals. Numbers right now are in the 20s and 30s. It's 31 degrees in Hartford. It's 26 right now in Torrington, 35 degrees in New Haven, and 32 in Bridgeport. So certainly want to just use caution out on the roadways as there could be some slippery spots still there. Winds right now are out of the northwest, anywhere from about 7 to 13 miles per hour. So it's taking what it feels like outside down to the teens and lower 20s. It feels like 24 degrees in Hartford. It feels like 19 degrees in Windsor Locks, and it feels like 17 up towards northwestern Connecticut. So for today, I know there's a lot of school delays this morning, about 200 or so icy spots this morning, making way to sunny conditions with temperatures up around 38 degrees this afternoon. So not a bad day, but there will be a bit of a wind. Then we are under a weather watch alert for Tuesday night into Wednesday for the next system that's going to bring heavy rain and wind. And take a look at these numbers into the lower 50s. So a lot of melting too. So flooding concerns will be on the table for Tuesday night into Wednesday. We'll have those details just around 15 minutes away. Symphony.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Let's get a look at how the morning commute is shaping up so far on this Monday. After our first snowfall over the weekend, surprisingly, not a whole lot to talk about on the road so far, but we're going to walk you through what we are checking out this morning, starting off with a live look out in downtown Hartford as folks get back to work on this Monday. Smooth sailing so far. Checking out the drive times. No delays reported on 91, 84, or Route 2 this morning. Let's take a quick look down in Waterbury, checking out Route 8. You can see a little bit of a minor sheen on the road, so just a reminder this morning, make sure you take it easy as you head out the door. There might be some ice on the roads or some slushy conditions, and you don't want to go slipping and sliding this morning. Let's wrap with a quick look at the Waterbury drive time. Smooth sailing on 84 and on Route 8 this morning. We'll have a look at what's happening in the skies coming up at 6:30.
All right, somebody, thanks so much. Well, speaking of traffic, there were several crashes, likely due to slippery roads. The Fox 61 Storm Tracker spotted this crash here on I-91 South last night. This is near exit 33 in Hartford. A bus rolled over onto its side. Amazingly, no one was injured there, and thankfully, yeah. A lot of cars involved in crashes. Fox 61 first on the scene of this collision on Mountain Road in West Hartford. Yikes, we're told one person was hurt and had to be rushed to the hospital as a result. No word on their condition this morning, though. And public safety officials and Tallinn shared these photos here with us after a lot of car crashes in that area, the result of what they described as driving too fast for conditions. Keeping the distance of several car lengths is always a good idea if you have to be out in slippery driving conditions like this.
Well, this morning we're also keeping an eye on the roads, not just side roads, but also interstates too, watching out for any slick spots out there.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is in the storm tracker right now. She's in Granby, heading to Simsbury right now. How's it looking on the roads where you are, Brooke?
Yeah, so we decided to switch over to more of those smaller little highways and routes that a lot of people take to work and school, of course, every morning. Not everyone heads on 91 and 84, so we want to take a look at that. This is kind of closing in on Simsbury, again, around Highway 10 or so. You can see there's a little bit more snow and slush kind of creeping out into the edges of the roads here as compared to the interstates and highways that we saw earlier, so they do look really good. Another plow here up on the left, he's actually putting down salt, so that's a pretty good thing for this morning. A lot of little spots with some slush and maybe a little bit of snow that's coming, like this one right here on the right from the driveways and from those side roads. So that's really just from people coming in and out and from the plows that maybe were doing those parking lots. So nothing really all that serious. I will say it looks like it's about 29 degrees where we are now, so some of this could refreeze if there's not enough salt down in some places. So keep that in mind. Even right here, another little spot that has more slush than a lot of people would probably prefer at this point. Definitely just be mindful of the roads. Don't be looking at your phone this morning. Don't be distracted, because you never know when you could hit one of those slick spots. The roads are definitely wet. We have not actually seen any ice that I've been aware of, but they're definitely slushy. They're shiny. It looks like they do have some moisture on them. So that is something to just keep in mind this morning. It looks like we are having smooth sailing. Otherwise, we're going to keep heading up to the Northwest Hills, see what we can find, make sure that you guys are good to go today. Back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Stay safe out there. It is 6:06 on this Monday morning. In other news, a Connecticut man who's accused of a deadly shooting 17 years ago is due in court today ahead of a third trial for the case. Donald Rayner is now 38. He was arrested back in 2013 and charged with the murder of 22-year-old Delano Gray. Now, his first trial in 2014 ended in a mistrial. The next year, he went on trial again and was sentenced to 60 years. That conviction was overturned by the state Supreme Court in 2020. Due to pandemic closures and delays, he's been behind bars since then. Rayner pleaded not guilty and insists he is innocent. A Bristol mother is due in court today to face a list of charges after this crash. Police said Jamie Lee Medore was driving this car when it crashed in Wolcott in August. They said there was another mother and a total of 8 kids in that Ford Fusion, even though the car only seats 5. Police said a lot of the kids were unsecured in the back. They said Medore swerved into oncoming traffic and then ran off the road. A 10-year-old was thrown from that car and was severely hurt. We use the internet for just about everything. However, state leaders say easy access to the internet is still not a reality for hundreds of thousands of Connecticut households that can't afford internet or that live in areas where service is unreliable.
Fox 61's Angela Bavaro is joining us now to break down how state leaders are addressing that issue today. Angela, good morning.
Erica, Tim, good morning. Governor Lamont and other leaders are holding a news conference this morning to talk about both those state and federal efforts to close this digital divide. Now, that partnership already on full display as Connecticut has gotten $144 million in federal funding from the Biden administration's Internet for All initiative. Funding from that federal program that will support the state's new 5-year digital equity plan. Governor Lamont releasing a draft of that plan just before Christmas. Now, goals of that plan include developing and promoting digital skills and technical support programs that directly serve residents, making sure people have options for getting online that are affordable and meet their needs, and also expanding digital government services at the state and local levels.
I think there's a new realization that broadband internet is not about gaming, it's not about social media. It really is key to being able to live in the 21st century.
And there is help available right now for people in need. The state has what's called the Affordable Connectivity Program. That program provides monthly discounts for internet bills and also discounts to buy a tablet or computer. We'll talk details of that program coming up in the next hour. Tim, Erica, I will send things back to you.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Well, the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Connecticut is set to get a huge boost in funding. State leaders are going to present the organization with a $500,000 grant. The group plans to use the money to make renovations and improvements to the headquarters that's in trouble. Officials will share more details during a news conference this morning.